The polyvagal theory was developed by Dr. Stephen Porges as he was studying the vagal regulation of the hearts of babies. His insightful research about the vagus nerve, the major nerve of the body responsible for relaxation and receptivity, can be seen in the chart here. Now, for our purposes, let's examine how our different nervous system states correlate with the different emotional and physiological states available to us, and in turn, how these correlate to our receptivity and availability to sexual arousal, pleasure, and embodiment. We can see here in the graph that when our nervous system is in what's called the social engagement state, the predominant emotions available to our bodies are those of compassion, connection, presence, curiosity, and openness. You could probably imagine being with loved ones in some of your favorite places or intimate circumstances that bring your nervous system into these states of open receptivity. When your nervous system rises in activation and moves into the fight or flight state, the emotions available to our body can range from frustration, accelerating all the way to rage on the fight side, and they can move from worry all the way to panic on the flight side. There's also a very common experience called the fawn state that isn't discussed very much, but describes a survival response by the nervous system of pleasing and appeasing the threat to our well-being. For example, if we experience an aggressive threat or an unsafe partner, the nervous system can kick into a tend and befriend survival behavior, staying on guard until it feels safe enough to escape the situation completely. When survivors are asked why they didn't just kick the perpetrator in the balls and run, or questioned why they took a shower in the hotel room after a boundary violation rather than flee, this can be the nervous system responding in a way to survive momentarily until it can find a way to escape the situation or relationship completely. And then we have the freeze state, where the predominant emotions present in the body are those of helplessness, hopelessness, shutdown, dissociation, numbness, and shame. Notice that shame is such a debilitating emotion that it triggers the body into this freeze and immobile state. Another reason why survivors often do not flee a threatening situation, because its system is frozen to respond. The body, in its supreme intelligence for survival, essentially is playing dead like a threatened possum in order to survive the threat, and often dissociates or checks out and can even block out memories that are too overwhelming to process until there's enough resource in the body to do so. Blocked memories can be very common with those violated sexually as children, especially when the perpetrator was supposedly a trusted caregiver or friend of the family. Now, for our purposes, it's important to understand the physiological responses of the body and how this affects our sexual receptivity in each of these nervous system states. When the nervous system is in the social engagement state, notice how our physiology affects our sexual receptivity. Oxytocin, the bonding chemical coursing through the body, increases, as does the oxygenation of blood, which makes our tissues more sensitive, which in turn allows for greater sensations of arousal and pleasure. And what decreases are the defensive responses of the body. The body-mind's hypervigilance. Long-term benefits of being in this state, understandably, also increases our immune system, our health and vitality, and our ability to relate and connect with others, as we are present, open, and receptive. When our nervous system is in a fight, flight, or fawn state, notice that the physiological responses that occur in the body are defensive and self-protective, increasing adrenaline and putting us on guard. And naturally, what decreases is our relational ability, as its resources are focused on survival. Consider experiences you may have had in the past when you attempted to be sexually intimate whilst your nervous system was in a fight, flight, or fawn stage. How receptive or defensive were your intimacy, arousal, and pleasure states? And when our nervous system is in a free state, our sexual arousal and pleasure receptivity is shut down in a dissociative, numb, or depressive state. What increases here are immobilization behaviors, and what decreases are the sexual responses, social cues and behavior, depth of breath, and attunement to others. Again, notice how debilitating shame and the experience of being shamed, either by one's own mind chatter or coming from another person, can be to our sexual responsiveness. We'll explore specific practices and experiences for supporting your nervous system that can be done either on your own, with a partner, or with a professional practitioner later in this module. First, let's take an inventory of what environments, relationships, and sexual experiences were peak experiences of receptivity, pleasure, and goodness for you. Let's identify the qualities that make your nervous system feel safe to receive.